I'm feeling pretty exhilarated today. I'm heading up into the Perth Hills in this fantastic Mustang. There are some real hidden foodie gems if you're keen for a road trip. Let's go explore. Situated only 35 minutes from the Perth CBD, nestled in the Perth Hills is the core cider house. As soon as you arrive, you'll see their orchards. These apple trees have been growing for 4 generations. I can't wait to get in there and see what they have on offer. Apart from the great views, Core Cider produces craft ciders in-house. This place is massive. How big is it?
It's definitely bigger than my backyard. 20 acres, 8,000 trees. You know, so we've got a lot on the orchard itself.
And is it only apples you grow?
No, we do have several varieties of apples, but we've got a couple of varieties of pears, a couple of varieties of plums. Doesn't end there though. We've got lemons, limes, grapefruits, oranges, avocados, quinces.
Surely all that fruit isn't just going to cider.
Our apples and our pears are mostly focused for the ciders, though we do use our lemons as well. Apart from that, the majority of the rest of the fruit goes straight to our kitchen, where basically we try to use as much of that straight from orchard to kitchen to plate.
Tell me a little bit more about the restaurant.
So the restaurant, we use as much fresh produce from the orchard itself. Whatever we can't use from the orchard, we source locally in the Bigley Valley Trail. And if we can't find it there, obviously we focus on WA.
I just love what you can do with fresh produce, direct from the farm. Everything starts with great produce, and that's where we're heading next. I'm here to catch up with Frank from Bigley Valley Fresh, a 3rd-generation fruit farmer who's been harvesting fresh in-season produce this morning. Look at this old girl. I bet she's hauled some fruit in her day.
Yeah, she's done a lot of work, the old Massey Ferguson. She's about 30 years old and she's a beauty.
Fantastic. What's in season right now, mate?
Well, mainly pink ladies, as you can see, Granny Smith and persimmons.
Do you grow the Fuyu style?
Yeah, mainly Fuyu. Yeah, they're a beautiful variety, nice and crunchy and sweet.
And they look great, don't they?
And they look great, especially when you shine them up.
Now, if I wanted to buy some of your fresh produce, can I buy it direct?
Yeah, you can. On Fridays, Saturdays, we've got a little shop open here.
Yeah.
And yeah, we pick it nice and fresh in the morning and sell it during the day.
And what about restaurants that are looking for really good, fresh, local produce? Do you supply direct to restaurants?
Yeah, we do. A lot of the vineyards and cafes around Kalamunda, they buy my produce because they know it's nice and fresh and it hasn't travelled too far.
Next stop's one of WA's smallest boutique grape-producing properties, Brookside Vineyard. Owners Peter and Faye Fells have a hands-on approach with their rustic cellar door and restaurant, the Vineyard Kitchen. Well, Peter, this is a little piece of paradise. I cannot believe I've never been here before.
Well, thanks, Stuart. I mean, we purchased this property now about 12 years ago. The property is over 100 years old. The plan was to end up putting in a restaurant and having something similar to the Provence region.
Tell me a little bit about the vineyard.
Well, the vineyard's been here. It was established in the early 80s. It's a very small vineyard, only 1 acre, and out of that we produce about 5 tonne of grapes. We only grow 2 varietals, Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay. The rest of the varietals, we just purchased the grapes from our neighbours here in the region. So it's all hills fruit.
And I imagine it all ties in really well with some of this fantastic food.
We try and pair that up with our wine. So our food is modern Australian, Mediterranean style. So our Cabernet, which is very, very light style, very Pinot in style, and we pair that up with our duck.
Our last stop on our Perth Hills visit takes us to Carmel Cider Co., famous for their handcrafted apple and pear ciders. Andrew, what a sensational space.
Yeah, what we like to do is we convert the space into a pop-up bar a number of times during the course of the year. We do a number of specific events like the Harvest Festival. We do our own Apple Blossom Festival, which is really popular.
So I've heard some really good things about your ciders, but I really want you to tell me about this experimental range that you're producing.
So one of the main things we do is we do a method traditional cider, and we do a lot of different trials and experiments. One of the things we do is have a late picked apple, where we leave the fruit on the tree for longer to let the sugar go up and the acid go down. We do quite a lot of barrel ferments and extended time on lees.
One of the things that I'm really interested in is this guy here.
So we have an orchard-grown pear in a bottle of distilled cider spirit. So the spirit's at 43%. So you leave the pear in the bottle for about 3 months and the flavour of the pear infuses into the spirit. Then once you've drunk all the spirit, you get a knife You go up and chop the little pear into little bits and shake it into your glass. And that's our new release. We're going to release that very shortly.
So how's that for a drive through the beautiful Perth Hills? All the places we've been to today are part of the Bigley Harvest Festival. It runs every year. For more information on anything you've seen today, check out our website.